So I was thinking to myself, what if I had to start drawing all over again? What would I do to really improve my art skills so that I'm able to draw really cool characters doing really cool things? Hey, if you're new here, my name is Markii, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the steps I would take as a beginner to level up my art skills. So whether you're just getting into drawing or looking to improve your art skills yourself, this video is definitely going to be helpful to you, so stick around. Alright, so the first thing I would do starting off as a beginner artist who wants to get better at art, notice I said get better, is to ask myself why. Why do I draw? Why do I want to improve? The reason you ask yourself these questions are so that you could make your path to improvement much clearer than it would be if you were just drawing for the sake of it. And also, real quick, I want to mention this video as I'm writing this script, I've come to understand is mainly for those who are looking to take their art more seriously. So if you are really drawing only for fun, then you don't really have to worry too much about what I'm saying. But still, stick around because maybe you can still get something useful from this video. Anyways, so an easy example I could give to you as it regards to asking the question, why? Say that your reason for learning how to draw is that so one day you can get your dream job as an artist working at Riot Games. With knowing your reason, your learning structure can be tailored better to suit your goals. So now it'd be easier for you to research what you would need to know to become a Riot Games artist. And you can take a look at the current artists who are working at Riot Games and figure out based on their art how good you need to get to land a job there. Real quick, I just want to mention that Riot Games artists are like super high tier, so it's a lot of work you gotta put in if you do want to become a Riot Games artist. But now, you can tailor your study structure and practice around your goals and those who inspire you. For me personally, I wasted a lot of time not improving simply because my goals were not clear, and also because those goals were strictly monetary, which wasn't great because it simply meant I wouldn't draw if I wasn't getting paid, and I would only draw what I believe would make me money, which was not a great way to do things. I know it sucks to hear this, but always remember, you have to love what you do first, and this is especially true in art. So if you are anything like me then, you're probably thinking the same way I was thinking. But you just got to love it, man. Love it enough so that when things don't go your way, whether it might be financial or skill wise, you still push through all those hardships regardless because you love what you do. A saying I used to hear from artists I look up to and who are making way more money than me is to just keep drawing. The money will come. And as much as I hated hearing that because I needed money now, not later, but I only hated it because I didn't love drawing. And those things helped me in my frustration as a beginner and in turn made me waste a lot of time worrying about the wrong things. But now I can say that that statement is very true, to some degree, because I kept drawing, but I'm still broke. But hey, I like drawing a whole lot more now, which is good. So with everything I just mentioned in mind, my goal personally is to become a character artist so that maybe I could work in animation, create a manga or comic someday. But for the sake of this video, let's just say my goal is to make my own manga or comic. So some of the skills I would need to know to create a good manga or comic apart from great writing skills is to know how to draw to a degree that I'm happy with. And what I would need to understand to draw well are things like shape language, anatomy, perspective, character interaction and expressions, how to draw backgrounds, and if you plan to make your manga or comic colored, then you would have to know the fundamentals of color, including that of lighting and shading. So when you think about those things, you have to learn to become better. I know it can be very daunting and discouraging and make you feel annoyed, almost as if you're back in your high school art class being pressured by your teacher for your assignments, and we all know that used to suck. So this leads me into the next thing I would like to talk about, or what I would tell myself if I was starting all over again as a beginner, which is not to rush success, but instead understand great things come with experience and time. As a beginner, I think we pressure ourselves too much to get good quickly because we want all the cool results now, but we forget that we don't have enough work put in to get those results, so we end up feeling bad about where we are currently as a beginner, which is not something you want to be pressuring yourself with. So understand that to achieve your art goals, it might take longer than you expect, but don't forget art is a life journey and you have a long time to reflect and fix your mistakes and get better. And there will be things that you're drawing which will be hard at first, but you'll get better over time, and along the way you can make it fun for yourself. Maybe by adding in things you like in your study sketches to make it feel less boring, or drawing things you really are interested in, maybe like an original character for instance. So this brings me into my last point, but before we get there I want to bring up some honorable mentions, just some things I would also do as a beginner to get better. Number 1. If you can afford a structured education, then you should take it. Perhaps maybe that of an online course. But if not, there are really great free YouTube tutorials from master artists, which is the way I learn personally. Just try to find the ones that fit your needs, and also maybe try to look into PDFs or art books, as these can have better or more summarized way of learning with great examples and instructions. The second one, this one I personally hate, but if I want to get good, you have no choice but to do it, which is to stop sleeping on coloring. Because coloring is arguably one of the strongest skills to know in art, and I am personally right now learning how to color and how to do better lighting and shading, just so I can take my art to the next level. And once I learn it to a level where I see improvements, I'll be sure to share that with you guys. So get subscribed for that, turn on the post notification bell for all those future videos to come. Lastly, I would spend a good amount of time sketching and studying in my sketchbook, simply because I believe when you spend time drawing traditionally, you end up building more confidence, especially in your line strokes. Because you won't have all the spoils of digital art, such as the infinite eraser we call the undo button. But always remember, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. A pro tip is to not use the expensive paper or sketchbooks, as this can cause a lot of unwanted pressure on yourself to be perfect, as you wouldn't want to waste your expensive sketchbook pages, which is never really a waste in my opinion as long as you are learning and drawing. But that is why for me personally and many others, a simple sheet of printed paper is enough. So the final tip I would say to myself as a beginner artist is to draw what you want, draw what you are interested in. Art, as I said earlier, is a life journey, and it's not very sensible to spend most of that journey suffering and creating things we care zero about. And I completely understand that for most of us, in order to draw and be seen on social media, we have to draw and do things which are not really what we want to draw or do. And I understand that even more when money is involved. Especially you need to draw what works from a business standpoint. But it pays to understand balance. And what I mean by this is that it pays to take some time from doing what you don't like to do what you do like. And for me personally, I have suffered wanting to draw things I want but got too scared of the idea that it won't be received well on social media. But who cares? At least you're taking the time out from chasing the money and the constant need to please others to pleasing yourself. Look at me. I personally like to talk about art from a mental standpoint more than I do the physical. And I would never guess me sharing my thoughts would connect so well with people. So never doubt yourself on what you can do and the things you want to do. Because there's a community for everybody. You just need to find it, dude. And if you're someone who's already drawing what they want and getting paid for it, then congratulations, my friend. You have already won. Because that is something I personally always used to want more than anything else, is to draw what I want and do what I want, and to have people support that idea because we all share similar interests. And I used to always see other artists doing what they want, and I would never take the chance for myself to see maybe if I could do the same. But now I can finally say that I took the chance. And if I had done so from the beginning, then who knows, maybe I'd be much further along my path. Well, this is the part of the video now where things are unscripted, right? This is the part where I'm just gonna be talking to the microphone without any script. Obviously, that's what unscripted means. So first off, I want to say thanks for making it this far. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I was originally going to make a video titled, I was originally going to make a video that is going to be breaking down actual step-by-step ways of how to do this or how to do that. But I figured as much, I really wouldn't tell myself those things, right? Or I never really wanted to come here and tell you guys those things, because I think there's many videos out there that could explain way better than I can how you could become a character artist or how you can draw, right? And I know that maybe some people would like to see how I explain it, so I'm definitely going to be making a video in the future that is going to actually be detailing how I go about character art, you know, from anatomy, what I do personally, how I break stuff down, etc. And hopefully that'll be useful to you guys. But apart from that, I decided I just wanted to stick to the channel's theme of talking about, you know, the mental side of things. So the important stuff that a lot of people don't talk about, that is needed for you to ensure you're in the right mindset to be able to create, because art is hard. It's not only just skills, it's also the mental side of things too as well. But yeah, this drawing I probably never finished because I got busy. I probably never finished because I got busy. It's by the time you're seeing this video, it's probably still not finished. And by finished, I mean like sketch wise, guys. It's pretty much just a sketch, right? But if you do want to see this drawing and many others before they, you know, hit social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram, just go ahead and check out the Patreon link down below in the description, and join the Discord server. You know, got a small community of people who are just interested in learning and getting better, probably just as you are, and it's pretty chill over there. You know, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, like this video if you haven't already, and again, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. Share this video with your friends, maybe they would find something interesting in it. And of course, all those things help the channel to grow, help the channel to stay afloat. You know, the Patreon, the subscribe, the like, the comments, the shares. So really do appreciate them. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video again. And as usual, enjoy drawing, and I'm watching y'all from afar. Peace.